Welcome, ladies and gents. We're going to be talking about Black Panther Wakanda Forever, and specifically Namor. There's been some clips released which I think were for marketing purposes. I think people were supposed to build hype. It's kind of had, there are some people that love this, by the way, but there are some people that have taken a look at this and gone, oof, that's very different. You know, that's really not what I was expecting. And as such, it's actually had the adverse effect, you know, the complete opposing effect for promotion. A lot of people have looked at that and gone, might not go watch this opening weekend now. And this kind of happens with a lot of these things. And then on the back end of that, we have a lot of nonsense from the executive producers with their explanations for things. It's all virtue signaling as always, but it's funny. And I think we dive into it today. Did kind of cover some of this stuff, not all of it, but some of it on a live stream, which if you didn't know, I'm live streaming again every Tuesday and Thursday. I worked really hard on securing weekly panel guests, which can commit to a length of time, so you can come back and they'll always be there, and they're very interesting conversations. There's a link in the description box. Please do check it out to the second channel, Mr. H Reviews live archives. You'll see clips, snippets of the conversations, and the full episodes of the podcast, stream, whatever you want to call it, in the playlist. So check the link in the description box and subscribe to that channel. But let's dive into this first. So this is perhaps the biggest, I guess, virtue signaling nonsense that we get from producers. Straight away, Black Panther Wakanda Forever producer claims Namor is the voice of the colonized. Now, it sort of goes hand in hand with this anyway. You know, we have now a Latin pronunciation for Namor's name. And obviously, I'm saying Namor. It's, in here, Namor. Namor. Which is, it's an interesting take. It's not one which I personally think is particularly great. I think it comes across bad. And also, I will say, Tenoch's acting in this is awful. It's real bad. These clips are not good. And this whole thing here, this has terrible humour, very slapsticky. It's just, I don't know, I'm just not interested in it. But it's this clip that I think most people are like, what? What are you talking about? This clip here. So let's just sit back and watch this together.
Stop! Right there! Who are you? And how did you get in here?
This place is amazing. The air is pristine. And the water. My mother told stories about a place like this. A protected land with people that never have to leave. That never have to change who they were. What reason do you have to reveal your secret to the world?
I am not a woman who enjoys repeating herself. Who are you?
I have many names. My people call me Kukunkan. But my enemies call me Namor.
So, look, there you go. Namor. I think the acting's real bad there. I don't see the massive appeal to that. I think the acting is awful. It's almost like it's sort of out of a, like a high school play. Very odd. This is my first interaction with this actor. I've never seen him in anything before either. I know Paulie from the Latino Slant, friend of the channel, loves this actor. Thinks he's amazing. Obviously from this, I don't see it. And I told him, this is absolutely outrageous. It's terrible acting. And also as well, like, I don't really understand, since when did Marvel stop telling people they need to work out? These people need to look like they can do the things that they do. They need to look like superheroes. And I think that's, I don't know, a sign of laziness. But anyway, so you saw how he pronounced it, right? So Namor. But that goes into part of this. He's the voice of the colonized. And no, I don't get it. So Nate Moore, the producer for Wakanda Forever, claims that the film depicts Namor as the voice of the colonized. Now, bearing in mind, they made up a fictional place for this. They completely fabricated, a Mesoamerican culture for this. It's a hodgepodge nonsense. and yet they're still trying to represent things which actually occurred. And so you can't have it one way. You can't have it two ways. It just doesn't make sense. So during an interview with Phase Zero, Moore spoke about Namor and his depiction in the upcoming Marvel Studios film. When asked what he wanted Namor to be in the MCU, Moore replied, "We thought it was really interesting both to bring a little bit of the attitude of Namor from publishing, who was always known as incredibly arrogant and sort of confident, but also to ground it in real conflict." And I think Ryan decided to really anchor the world of CALNE in Mayan culture, and to have Namor be a little bit of the voice of the colonized. It gave him a reason for the arrogance and reason for the attitude. And Tenoch really brings that to life in a way that we were so impressed by. I mean, this. So you've made a place up, but you ground it in Mayan culture, and then you're making this fictional culture colonized. Just do a real one, idiots. You know, Atlantis was supplanted by this. It's just in terms of what they're doing with it. Moore would also discuss the way Namor's name is pronounced in the film. So, Namor, I would say he's probably given that name also by someone in the film. So it's not even something that is from him. But there is certainly a way that a Spanish speaker or even a Mayan speaker would say Namor, versus a way that an English speaker or somebody who is a little bit more Western in slant might say Namor. And we thought that was just interesting. It's a reality that people face, and it felt more genuine than having everybody pronounce it correctly. So he even says correctly, to be quite honest. So apparently there's a correct way of doing it. I mean, that's nonsense. But there's now a new reason for it being called Namor. Apparently, Marvel executive Victoria Alonso provides the new definition for Namor's name in Black Panther. This is just this is all virtue signaling, by the way, ladies and gents. They mean none of this. In a recently released clip for the upcoming film, the character that Marvel Studios is marketing as Namor tells Letitia writes, "Shuri, my enemies call me Namor." Tenoch Huerta pronounces the word Namor instead of Namor, like we've just gone over. But why is that? Why, ladies and gents? What does it mean? What could it possibly mean? Wow. And by the way, it actually means avenging son. By the way, that's apparently what it, that's what it means. But not now, not anymore, not anymore. So Victoria Alonso, who told Deadline in Spanish that Namor is El Niño Sin Amor, or the boy without love. She then added, "Por eso le dais Namor el niño que Cesio Sin Amor Namor." That roughly translates to, this is why he's called Namor. By the way, I'm Latinx, alright? So if you've got a problem with this, you're racist. This is why, with my pronunciation, this is why he's called Namor, the boy who grew up without love. I mean, what? That's what Namor, that's not what he is. It's not what he is. It's not what it is at all. Stop changing things. Stop it. Stop it. You're butchering stuff needlessly for no reason. I think this sounds terrible. I'm not massively behind this. The made-up culture is nonsense. Telling him the voice of the colonized, that's nonsense. His acting, that was bloody nonsense too. Not happy. It looks poo. Let me know your thoughts.